My mother-in-law had taken my passport without telling me. I watched in shock as she set it on fire right in front of me. The flames swallowed it quickly, and soon there was nothing left but ashes. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. That passport was my key to going on the trip to St. B's Island, and now it was gone. What's going on? I asked, my voice shaky. My mother-in-law looked at me with a smug smile and said, "You're a stranger in this family, Tyra, so you'll be staying home." Beside her, my husband Corey grinned too, as if they were both proud of what they had done. I felt like the floor had dropped out from under me. I had expected them to be difficult, maybe even cold, but I never thought they would go this far. I was horrified. Their expressions were full of satisfaction, like they had just pulled off some clever prank. But this wasn't a joke, it was cruel. I had trusted them, and they used that trust against me. At that moment, I took a deep breath and decided to tell them who I really am. My name is Tyra, I'm 29 years old. I studied linguistics in university, and ever since graduating, I've been traveling the world to learn about languages and cultures. I work with an international organization that sends me abroad for months at a time. When I first started this job, I didn't think I'd ever get married. I was always on the move and never in one place for long. But that changed when I returned to my home country at 26. That's when I met Corey. He was kind at first, and we stayed in touch even while I traveled. After 2 years of dating through phone calls and emails, we got married when I was 28. Even after our wedding, I continued working. I'd be home for a few months, then away again for several. It wasn't a normal marriage, but I was thankful Corey had accepted me that way. Today, I was coming home after 5 months abroad. I had just landed and was on my way back from the airport. Even though I was tired from traveling, I was excited. I couldn't wait to see Corey again. When I got to the apartment, Corey wasn't there yet, so I started tidying up. I always asked him to keep things neat, but the place was messy. Normally, that would annoy me, but today, I let it slide. I was just happy to be home. While I was cooking dinner, I heard the front door open. Corey walked in. "Corey, welcome home. It's so good to see you," I said with a smile. "Oh, hi, Tyra, you're back," he replied flatly. I blinked. "Is that all you're going to say? We haven't seen each other in 5 months." "Well, we've been doing this for a while now. I'm used to it." "What? Can't you at least say you missed me?" "I'm tired. Is dinner ready?" I pushed my feelings aside and nodded. "Yeah, I just finished cooking." We sat down to eat. Even though the meal was simple, it felt special, being with him again, but something felt off. "Corey, why do you keep staring at your phone?" What's the problem now?" "Nothing's wrong, it's just that I finally came home and you won't even talk to me. We've been emailing and calling all this time, there's nothing new to talk about." "I know, but seeing each other in person is different, don't you think so?" My voice was starting to rise without me realizing it. Corey's expression darkened. He stood up, slapped his phone on the table, and glared at me. "You just got off a plane. I've been working non-stop. I'm exhausted, do you get that?" I was stunned. "Wait a minute, I worked too. I finished my shift and jumped straight onto a plane. You don't get to talk down to me like that." "I didn't ask you to come home, did I? You rushed here on your own." My heart sank. "I missed you." "Well, I didn't ask you to come. If you're going to keep nagging me like this, just don't come back at all. You're annoying, Tyra." He slammed the table again and stormed off, leaving his dinner untouched. I sat there, frozen. What just happened? Was I really the only one who had been excited about this reunion? Tears fell from my eyes, landing silently on the table. Our first dinner together in months, ruined. My heart ached. The next morning, I greeted him quietly. "Good morning." He looked at me coldly and said, "I envy you. You get to sit at home all day while I go to work." I tried to explain. "I'm not just relaxing. I have to write reports, prepare for my next assignments. It's real work, Corey." "Whatever, at least you get to do it at home. I'd love to have your life." "You don't have to talk like that." "Well, I'm just a regular office guy. I don't get to fly around the world like a princess." "Corey, seriously, what the heck?" He ignored me and left for work. We'd fought before marriage, but never like this. His tone, his attitude, it was all new, and it hurt. I kept wondering what I had done wrong, or if there was anything I could do to make things better. While working on my laptop that afternoon, I took a break to clean the house. As I was vacuuming, my phone rang. It was my mother-in-law. I didn't feel good about answering, but I picked up anyway. Hello, Tyra speaking. Tyra, it's been a while. I heard you're back, and I also heard you were rude to Corey yesterday. I was surprised by her words. Yes, I'm back, and I'm not sure where that's coming from. Well, she said sharply, you upset him. He's my son, you know. Anyway, since you're back, how about we all take a trip? A trip? I asked, caught off guard. Yes, to Bert's Island. I was talking with my husband, and Corey said he wanted to come too, so I thought, why not bring you along? Before I could respond, she continued, Tyra, since you've traveled so much, could you make the hotel and flight bookings for US? Me? What's wrong? Don't you understand what your mother-in-law is asking? Her voice had turned cold and sharp. It was clear she didn't want me there for the trip, she just wanted me to arrange it. It wasn't about family time, it was about using me. I remembered the nasty messages she'd sent before. A wife shouldn't leave her home for months. You're not fit to be my son's wife. It was a mistake to let him marry you. Even now, after 2 years of marriage, she still looked down on me. Now she was calling, not to make peace, but to ask for help planning a luxury vacation. I felt used. I felt disappointed in myself too, because deep down, I was considering helping her just to avoid more conflict. But I didn't know then what they were really planning, and how far they would go to betray me. I didn't have the courage to say no, even though deep down, I knew they were just using me. I wanted to stand up for myself, but I felt trapped. A few hours later, Corey came home from work. He looked a lot more cheerful than he had earlier that day. He tossed his briefcase on the sofa, smiling, and called out to me. Hey, Mom called, right? Great news, we're all set for the trip to B's. Yeah. I heard, I said softly, but you know what? What? He looked confused. You're not thinking of turning it down, are you? Mom said she wants you to come too. I understand, but maybe you should just go with your parents, like you originally planned. As soon as those words left my mouth, Corey's whole expression changed. His smile disappeared. He clicked his tongue in annoyance and looked at me with cold eyes. You better understand your place here. The only time you're useful to us is when we need help booking trips. That's not fair, Corey. You don't have to say it like that. It's the truth, isn't it? He said sharply. Anyway, get all the bookings done, flights, hotel, everything. You know it all goes under my name. Wait, are you paying for the trip? What are you talking about? We'll split the cost. It's just part of showing respect to my parents. Showing respect? I repeated, feeling more confused. Yeah, you've got all the time in the world at home, so get it done, no more complaining. This doesn't feel right, I don't want to do it. What was that? He snapped. He walked over to the fridge, pulled out a beer, and drank it all in one go. I had so much I wanted to say, but I was scared of how he might react. I felt humiliated, but in the end, I gave in. I went ahead and made all the flight and hotel reservations, just like they wanted. The trip was scheduled. We were supposed to leave from my in-laws' house and go straight to the airport together. A few nights before the trip, I couldn't sleep. Around 2 a.m., I noticed Corey wasn't beside me. I walked into the living room and saw him on the phone. Oh, it's all good, Mom. I'll be there in the morning like we planned. Just take care of the passport thing, all right? And yeah, I'm excited too. I'll introduce her to you once I get back. I stood in the hallway, frozen. Her passport thing? He was clearly talking to his mom, but who was the her he mentioned? I couldn't shake the feeling that something sneaky was going on. I didn't know all the details, but I knew I needed to be careful. The day of the trip. The day of the trip arrived. I packed everything neatly, my carry-on, my handbag, and even some of Corey's things. We got into the car and drove to his parents' house. I felt tense the entire way. When we arrived, only my mother-in-law came to the door. Oh, hi Tyra, long time no see, glad you could make it. We're still getting ready, so it might take a little while, she said, smiling in a way that didn't feel friendly at all. Okay, sure, I replied. Oh, and do me a favor, could you bring the carry-on from the other room? It's a bit heavy, so maybe ask Corey to help. Got it, I said. I noticed a strange glance between her and Corey. Something was off. I quietly slipped my passport into my coat pocket before doing anything else. I brought the suitcase back into the living room. That's when I saw it, my mother-in-law holding a passport, grinning wickedly. Too bad, Tyra, she said. Looks like you're not going to STBs after all. What are you talking about? I'm going to burn this passport. You were just here to plan the trip. You're not actually coming. You're a stranger here. She marched to the kitchen, lit a match, and set the passport on fire right over the sink. I watched it burn, slowly turning black and curling into ashes. When it was done, she clapped her hands together. We did it. My husband laughed. Great job, Mom. No, I said firmly. Oh, come on, it's just the three of us now. Corey's new girlfriend can meet us when we're back. Yeah, I already talked to her, Corey said with a smirk. And we don't need this useless woman anymore, added my father-in-law. Walking in, he held up his phone and showed me photos of himself with another woman. I'm not divorcing you just yet, it'd be too embarrassing, but when we come back, I'll move in with her. You can leave. They all laughed like it was some joke. I stood there, silent for a moment, then I smiled and said, by the way, whose passport did you just burn? My mother-in-law looked confused. Yours, obviously, I took it from your handbag. You're sure? Of course, whose else would it be? I slowly pulled my passport out of my pocket. You mean this one? Her face went white. No, no way, she whispered. This is mine. You burned someone else's. Whose was it, then? She stammered. I think it was your son's. It must have been in my bag when I packed for him. You burned my passport, Corey shouted. His face turned red with anger. Mom, what did you do? I told you to be careful. You didn't tell me it was in there. You should have checked it yourself. They started yelling at each other. It was chaos. I just stood there, watching them blame each other, feeling disgusted. Tyra, do something, Corey shouted at me. But I wasn't afraid anymore. Who do you think you're yelling at? You cheated on me. You and your mother tried to humiliate me. I've had enough. Don't talk like that. No, you don't get to tell me what to do anymore. You'll both pay for everything you did. I'm going to make sure of that. Just then, my father-in-law came downstairs again. What is going on now? I told him everything, the burning passport, the affair, the insults. He was furious. He canceled the whole trip, filed for divorce from my mother-in-law, and kicked Corey out of the house. I went to a lawyer, and we ended the marriage. I demanded alimony from both Corey and his mother for all the emotional abuse and expenses. They were forced to pay it all in one lump sum, including the costs of the cancelled trip. Since they didn't have enough savings, they had to take out loans to cover it. Now, Corey lives with his mother, both of them struggling financially. The woman Corey had an affair with dumped him not long after. As for me, I used the money to move into a nice condo. I'm finally living on my own, in peace. After everything I went through, cheating, humiliation, cruelty, I've come out stronger. Now, I travel again, study new cultures, and share what I learn with the world. I'm free, and I'm happy.